Hey, Orange One here. We are just diving back in. Gonna be growing our resistance. As you can see, we've only got one person backing us up. I think I might have set up some places between the last episode and this one. Not 100% sure. It's the next day. My back is doing a lot better, gotta say. The anti-inflammatories, that stuff, like, definitely makes a huge difference with these spinal injuries. Luckily, the x-ray came back and I haven't got anything super concerning, but definitely they're like, oh, there's some sign of like some decay in your, in like the in there. So basically, like, there's like early onset degenerative disease or something where it's like okay, you're getting old, and you're getting older at a little bit younger of an age than other people for this part of you. So it's like, whatever's, you know. Isn't gonna slow me down here, I'll tell you that much. The best part about games, right? Even if you're like getting to the point where you can't really do too much IRL, you can do a whole lot in game still. There's actually a really cool YouTuber that I saw, like, I think it was actually an ad or something about them. This person who actually themselves, like, they got like in an accident and lost like a lot of their mobility, but they then got some tech and figured out how to first one,
Who's there?
how to use it to play games pretty well. Pretty cool. I thought that was pretty interesting. I was like, oh, whoa, there's also an ad for this. That's kind of a good thing. You know, corporation doing the right thing, unlike the devs of this game.
Everyone get ready! They're here!
Yeah.
Hey, over there! Enemy! Reloading.
Take a second. Take some cover, and then we're just gonna... I think we got regular arrows now, so these don't even take them out that quickly, so we gotta be a little bit more careful. Try and get the headshots. There should be others around here somewhere. Yeah.
I know you're over there.
I like to stand up before I shoot because it actually gives you a slightly better angle to hit their head. Like, ever so slightly. So if it doesn't prevent you from getting spotted, it's good for that angle, and also you can step to the side a little bit faster. So if you're trying to round a corner.
Hey, you see anything?
Definitely a good thing to do.
The enemy's here! I repeat, the enemy is here!
If we just, like, honestly, I think you just keep on hitting them in the torso if you have a couple arrows, which we do. Ooh, there's quite a few of them though. They almost spotted us, but we've got 9 arrows now.
Hey,
so
I know you're out there! Get up!
Just don't want them to shoot us, right? Yeah, the devs of this game haven't consulted any Native American organizations, and they actively silence any critics. So they claim that Native American people support them overwhelmingly, but nobody really knows that because of all the stuff that's we know has been taken down. There's been all these things on Twitter and the Discord and the Reddit that have been taken down that we're not being rude, we're just being critical. So yeah, just a little forewarning. Although this game is amazing, I love it. I'm gonna be saying it in every episode. I said I would. I'm sorry. It's part of the deal. They did some stuff that's not right. So although I'm gonna advertise the game a little bit, I figured that I'm gonna also
Something's
try
not
and
right
help
here.
keep them being held accountable for, you know, trying to actually maybe get some money towards people who are native for this game, like in some way, shape, or form. Not myself. People are like, oh, it's a shakedown or something. It's like, no, this is cultural appropriation. Like, if you want to make it not immoral, you want to make sure that people essentially are like consulting and saying like, hey, yeah, this is all right by us. a majority of us, not everyone's gonna agree on everything, but a majority are cool.
Guys, they're here!
That's trouble. There's a whole gang of them right there.
I gotta get out of here!
Good.
Hey, see an enemy!
Some serious danger right there. You see that? A lot of them.
Enemy sighted!
Not good. Let's just say that. There's one of them down. So we're okay, kind of.
See any of them?
They haven't
Saw him out there.
exactly seen where we are. They know we're out here somewhere, though. Well, it's only an arm. It's fine. But we're gonna fall back. Definitely a good idea in this game mode if you get hit to just kind of take it easy. Because if they hit you in the same limb, I don't know what happens if that limb goes down to 0.
I think he's over
Imagine
there
something bad.
Over there! Enemy reloading.
So we're just gonna do what we gotta do. See, this game, you gotta know when you gotta run. When you've got 8 arrows and you're outnumbered and they know roughly where you've gone and you're on foot. And you're injured and thirsty. You know? And everything's going well. Yo, speaking of when things are not going well, I've watched a number of like war movies recently. I don't know, I've just been on a binge. There's like Private Ryan and Platoon, both of those movies I just like for some reason hadn't seen. I don't know why. And like, yeah, there's a lot of craziness that happens. A lot of things not going well. I don't know. I think those movies are good for showing the dangers, but they also definitely glorify war in a lot of ways. I remember reading some books like in high school that were like, is it Tim O'Brien or something like that? Did like the Vietnam books. I remember reading those. And like, I think it's good to just know history and like modern history. There's just so much of it. It's hard to know all of it, but I enjoy it. Learning about it because I think it's just not enjoyable, but you know, helps us understand us all as human beings. Yeah, and like, you know, all the YouTuber history channels, there's some pretty good ones. I was talking to one of my buddies about this recently. Like, there's some pretty high quality ones done with like really good effects and everything. But the danger, man, you know, with YouTube is unreliable sources. Could be anybody behind that microphone, right? Says the guy behind the microphone. But yeah, there's like some really good ones that I've also been watching on a similar thing, like just kind of talking about particular battles or particular units or particular people, kind of like those stories. I don't know, are there any channels like that that you guys like? I'm down to hear from other people to see what they've got recommendation wise, if you kind of getting at what I'm trying to find. Yeah, and at this point in the game, I think we were just trying to kind of get the supply chain set up for the bases that we just set up a little bit, send some people to them, get them some orders. I'm not sure what T I was going for. I think I wanted to make sure I had the ability to not get killed by like animals, give the detection, the one that gets rid of the detection, so I might have been looking for that one. But not 100% sure, to be honest. You know, speaking of honoring Native people, there's some really good Native American channels out there. Like, I've lived in the Pacific Northwest for a while, and there's a lot of tribes who, due to, you know, like an increase in funding with casinos and whatnot, they have actual money for recording their history and their stories and language. And there's some really good things out there where you can learn a lot. But devs, if that's what you count as research, I'm sorry, you gotta do more than that. I mean, it's really, really cool and informative and like free. And there's some really, really interesting stuff on like how people actually go through the whole like bow making process or like basket weaving process or different techniques. You know, pretty cool stuff that you can kind of see with that. But of course, that level of detail isn't quite in this game at this point. I'd be that'd be really cool to see people doing the bow making with like some really good animations. They're like super accurate to the actual process, right? I think they might have some animation related to bow making, but maybe I'm wrong. I think they were gonna add farming in the game. I saw something about that. Which will be interesting seeing how that is gonna work. And the cooking process and everything. See, they're not gonna be the only ones with tomatoes, right? I wonder if they'll have actual outputs instead of things like generic supplies. That'd be kind of cool. I'd be down to see that in the game. I think we're just collecting water right now just because we're gonna be on an adventure for a while. You gotta stay hydrated. It's super important. I've not been doing a great job of that, to be honest, during COVID. I think like during the school year when I'm working, I always have like a water bottle, like a big one too. So I always stay hydrated at work, and then like I come home and I'm like already hydrated and it's fine. But like now that I'm always at home, I just don't have a good routine for making sure that I have a glass of water. I think that I always wake up and have a glass of water, and I try and do it with meals too, but I'm just not good at maintaining a good thing like that on my own. Is what I've found personally. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like these places are getting going. They've got like a good amount of stuff stored in them. That place, like everyone just seems to go out and like they never come back. They just like go out looking, I think, for the sinew, maybe, or like the stag parts, and they just like can't get them. It's sad because nobody's ever at home there. Yeah, we got a lot of resources here. We're carrying a little more than we need to be carrying. I think it's good though to have a good amount of first aid items, especially in realistic mode. We're playing on an Iron Man realistic game. That's why we've got like the thirst and the wounds and all that stuff. So we gotta make sure that we have like doctor's bags. I think a doctor's bag, if you have that, plus a couple other odd bits and bobs, like for like shock and you know, other wounds, like it really helps. I eventually got the one that makes you regenerate health. I'm not sure if I've got it at this point or not, because you know, it's when it gets to this setting, I don't want to micromanage health, and like if you get hurt like a little bit on the road, it's like kind of annoying dealing with it because you can't just eat food because you get overfed. So I think that at this point I might have figured out not to overfeed myself. And that's like a big part of like why I've been having some issues. That we've just been downing like all this food, just thinking that it's fine. It's like totally not okay, right? It's part of healthy living. Now we just gotta have something that breaks down our different food categories to make sure we get enough dairy and whatnot. There's a number of games that do that. I really like games that make you have like a balanced diet. Like Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead also makes you have, like with these behind the scenes vitamin calculations, they also make sure you have to have a balanced diet. I mean, it's not like a huge deal, but like long term, if you do manage to do it and live off not fighting zombies and being unhealthy, killing zombies, it actually does make a difference in that game. I love that level of detail. Like, and I think that the interesting thing is games like this and Kenshi, amazing. I love them. But like these 3D games, I find are like not nearly as deep mechanically as like the 2D games like Dwarf Fortress or Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead or Caves of Cud. You know, those types of very simple graphical things seem to just like sometimes just be insane in the computation side and the processing side, and allows for some really cool emergent stuff. This game is a rare exception where there's some really cool emergent mechanics, like with the patrols and luring them out. But it does kind of play like a Far Cry game, but more much more deeper simulation, because the enemies actually run around and you can like cut them off, and you can like lower their number of people that they have and just whittle them down slowly but surely, and keep track of people, track them down, you know, mark them, all kinds of stuff. And they do kind of spawn in some of their guys at some points, but it's pretty rare until you get to like the end game. And they also get settlers, I think, when they get accomplishments, like if they do things successfully, they get to grow. And they get a little shipment of people from off the map. I don't know how much of the numbers are actually simulated off screen with like the camps and whatnot, or if it calculates it when you get to the camp for the first time. And I think it's probably like Kenshi, where there's a lot of off the reality bubble calculations that are helping things kind of move in the overmap. Here we go. Nice and quiet. That was really good, huh? Got a tomahawk and a spear there. Oh, this is where we were earlier. Oh, I'm coming back. Seconds. We just speared someone.
Who's there?
No one? Don't worry about it. You're good. Yeah, here we go. Like I said, you move quicker to the side.
The enemy! They're here! Hey, I see an enemy!
Someone's not happy. But we're okay.
To reload.
You can probably
Hey, I see
flank.
an enemy!
If they, you know, honestly, these guys, you can flank them pretty easily in this game. See what I mean? I guess I'm not
Enemy
even looking.
sighted! Hey, come
And we
out.
can do that,
I know
right?
you're there.
And honestly, at this point, we could just leave, and he's gonna die from like wounds. Yeah.
Who's out there? I know you're there. Hey, over there! Enemy!
Oop. Look at how low we are
Do you
in
see
there.
anything?
There
Guys,
we go.
they're
One
here!
down. That one's probably out of ammo at this point. Is why I'm kind of looking around, trying to see if I can see him. Yeah, that guy's down.
Show yourself. I know you're out there.
Where are you? Okay, there's another one. Got some arrows back. Arrows are always good, right? Being sneaky when you can be. It might just be the one, though, at this point. Is it the
I know
captain?
you're there. Come out.
It's the captain, I think, by himself. What would you do? Charge in? I mean, definitely not falling back, but like, we could tomahawk, we could try and grab him from behind and like intimidate. Try and see if we can get info.
Is that?
I think that's what I'm trying to go
Hey,
for right now.
hey! Someone's dead! Hey! I know you're out there!
There's someone
Get up!
there. That was not the boss man right there, I don't think. You see him? His shadow or his feet. That's also something that you can really keep an eye out for, is someone's feet as they move. I think that might have actually been the guy, but I think there's someone right there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's someone there. You can see their shadow moving under the cart. Do I know if someone's there? They don't know it. I
Everyone
hear
get
them.
ready!
Now they do. But I knew that I could get this guy with a number of arrows before the other one even noticed.
Hey,
Right?
over there!
And that.
Enemy!
Oh, he bled out. Perfect.
I know you're out there.
The boss
Get
did
up.
not see me. Did he drop his gun? Like he wasn't carrying a gun there. Yeah, there's the boss. He's not happy. Understandable.
Show yourself. I know you're out there.
Yep. We're gonna flank. We can. I think they're still outside the walls. Like right here now,
Hey.
probably.
Hey, I know you're there.
I can hear you. We're gonna just see if we can buy a skill. Nah, too low. At this point in the game, you have to upgrade like ASAP because you're gonna have pretty low requirements for some skills, and it's gonna be a huge reward.
Show yourself. I know you're out there.
Yeah. We'll see how this goes for this guy. I think they were looting here. It's like, well, he'll just stand out there yelling into the fort. Might as well take our chance to loot a little bit and then see if we can grab and intimidate. I think I might just kill the guy though. I'm pretty sure we do. I can't remember. I think we were trying to give the game the chance for us to run into him in a different way than needing to shoot an arrow in between his eyes, right? Because as we've shown at this point, that's not that hard to do, honestly. The horses are good cover. There's a little bank there as well. Oh, he's in the fort. Kind of. See, this is where your sixth sense is just kind of absurd and kind of annoying, and I don't really like it, but at the same time, I'm gonna use it. If we can use it to grab and intimidate, we will. This is not the time to be doing that, but I guess
I know
you gotta
what
go
you're
when you gotta go,
looking
right?
for. Hey, I can tell you where it is. I can be useful. I'll tell you anything. I don't know anything else.
Who knows how long he's been holding it, right? Ooh, medicine, cheese. Hey, look, it's cheese, Matt. Did you get cheese for your online groceries? One of my regular commenters, he just got himself a motorized parts for his bike, so he's able to vroom vroom, right? This dude's got a good gun on him, and it'd be nice to take it. I think I might have wanted to take the gun, but I don't think that we can. Trying to go to my horse, I think I was. I think I'm trying to loot this guy's weapon. Almost positive. Yeah, one of the things that I really liked learning about a few years ago was making cordage or rope. And in the area where I've been living, they have red cedar trees, and they use the bark in a certain way traditionally to make some really strong rope. And it was really interesting learning about, but then it's like also like not necessarily good for the trees unless you're like harvesting it just right, and like you can't do that. You can't just go up to a tree and like harvest from it. So it's like, when am I ever gonna actually get this material? You know, find a freshly downed red cedar somewhere. I don't know. On someone who's willing to let you have it. He's like, yeah, sure, take it off of their property. I haven't done it, but it's something that I wanted to look into, because they also used to make, I think, little boats of the wood as well. So you get rope and a boat and a boat from it. It's like a really good, like, interesting thing. And people even like farmed it, you know? Like they farmed trees, like they planted the trees to grow them and make into these materials, is what people have like kind of figured out by some distribution, is what I saw. I think I found where I saw that. I need to double check that. I don't take that off just like face value. That needs to be confirmed. Yeah, I figured he's got like 100 bullets, so I figured we could just. I thought it'd be a lot quicker than this. I didn't think it would take so long. Just trying to figure out. I didn't want to do it myself because we lose skill points if we do that ourselves. I think we get skill points if he kills them. So I wanted to see if we could do that. Maybe intimidate him now and get him out of here. No, we're just trying to see if he'll do it, but he runs away. It's like he wants to be at a certain distance away from him. Oh, I think that's the guy's weapon. He took the guy. His weapon is now shooting at him with his gun. That's what we did. See, this game, I wasn't intending for this to be this cruel, but it just like happens to be kind of like, ooh, that does not look good out of context, right? Anything, especially when it hasn't, when it's like a buggy new game, can, you know, there's gonna be some weirdness to it, but like, you know what helps? Consultation. I think I was trying to let this guy go at this point. I wasn't even trying to get him killed. And then when he, yep. And I think we actually did get the double experience there. I'm almost positive of it. It's kind of messy. Alright, well I think they were pretty much done.